Hi everyone and welcome to the WDA YouTube channel. I'm Jane Matthews. I'm one of the directors of the World Divination Association, and I'm here today to do your weekly runic reading from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April. If you want to comment with your name and your star sign, one lucky winner will be getting chosen at random and getting a free read next week. Last week's winner was Emmsie, so Emma, congratulations. You're going to be getting your free personalised reading at the end of all the star signs. I apologise for the vacation, shall we call it, but it was COVID inflicted, so we're back on track this week and ready to get going. So what is happening for Aries from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April? Aries, 28th of March until the 3rd of April. And if you want to hit the subscribe button, you'll be notified whenever any readings come out each week. Aries, 28th of March to the 3rd of April. So Aries, it looks like this week you're going to be moving forward. It looks like it could be in a way that's to do with your finances and things that materials that you have around you. You're gaining a lot of insight, you're gaining a lot of wisdom. There's going to be some wisdom that's actually given to you, but it's going to be one that it's an opportunity. It's one that you might not be expecting. And if you can actually really open yourself up and allow for insight to be given from the strangest of places, you will really be gaining some strength. It'll give you a lot of clarity, a lot of focus and drive to be able to move forward towards the end of the week. And it's going to be something that will actually bring you great meaning and real happiness as well. It could bring forth with it contracts and offers of work, but there's a real need as well for you to harness your strength and actually, you know, be you, stand in your power, own yourself, and allow yourself to flourish this week. And things are going to come far more smoothly for you, and you'll find that there'll be a lot of momentum building within the work front as well. So that's Aries. Next up we have Taurus. What's happening for Taurus from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April? What's happening for Taurus? So Taurus, it looks like there's going to be some offers made to you this week. It could be with regards to work. There's offers of collaboration. There could be some disruption also occurring externally to you. And it's important that you see that it is external and don't actually kind of absorb it all with yourself. You're going to get a lot of enlightenment. You're going to be hearing the truth of some situations this week. But it is something that's actually going to bring some happiness to you. You need to remember what happiness is as well, and try not to be too protective over your own self and your own feelings, and see things for the gifts that they are this week, especially if it's to do with finances or property. It could be you actually looking to invest or gift to somebody, or somebody looking to invest or gift to you, but it is actually bringing with it a newness. It's going to be something that is actually going to be sustainable, it's going to be nourished, and it's really going to enhance all the relationships around you after what feels like a long time coming for you. Next up we have Gemini. What's happening for Gemini for the 28th of March until the 3rd of April? And if you like to comment your name and your star sign, I will be choosing somebody at random next week to receive a free reading. Gemini. So Gemini, you're actually really looking to gain a lot of kind of enlightenment. You're looking to actually gain clarity about the abundance of what's within, not only within your work, but within your relationship with others in work. It could be that they've had some kind of disruption hitting you lately that's been preventing you from actually attaining what it is you've been wanting or seeking to be able to do. But actually this week is actually moving on from that, and you'll see how things can really progress. There could be some offers of some work coming into you strongly. it might not be something that's starting right away, but it could be taking several months before it actually comes to fruition for you. But at that point, you have to see it as an opportunity, because this contract, it will actually build a lot of momentum up for you as well. It will actually, once it takes off, it's going to be something that's going to be offered that's going to be really successful, something that will bring forth a lot more kind of sustainability and nourishment within the workplace, and something that you have the amount of wisdom that you need for that. Next up is Cancer. What's happening for Cancer this week? Cancer from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April. What's happening for Cancer? Cancer. So Cancer, I see that there's opportunities being presented this week as well. Everybody seems to be getting opportunities this week. Opportunities, you're going to be really kind of seeing what happens this year and bringing it in an abundance. It's actually something that is going to actually allow you to flourish. So it's almost as if you're in a glow up this week. You're going to have a lot of people communicating with you. I think it's a busy week with regards to others and on a social context. As well, if you're looking for new relationships, or you're looking to kind of bring more of a deeper kind of commitment to relationships, you might feel very focused and driven into actually achieving this week. You might find that the conversations with others at times could be a little bit disruptive, but however, this kind of is paving the way for this all new to be coming in. So it's kind of like, you know, it's getting that cleared out after feeling like maybe things have been a little bit stagnant or a little bit stuck for a while, and actually from that it's going to clear the path and allow all new to be coming into you, and you're going to be rejuvenated and actually really finding a lot of happiness with the relationships around you once this has occurred. Next up we have Leo. What's happening for Leo from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April? Leo. What's happening for Leo? So Leo, this week, your strength, your mental strength, your physical strength, it's all coming from a place of what makes you happy. It's actually, you're really striving towards not only bringing in things that's going to make you happy, but doing the things that make you happy. Actually looking to do things that bring meaning into your life, that provide happiness, but in an official way as well. You're trying to look at things very fairly. You're trying to actually, show integrity when it comes to others, and you're not wanting to have your happiness blocked or prevent others from having happiness also, but it's opportunities in which you can seize upon to actually really harness and embrace the kind of things that's really going to bring you joy. You might be feeling like really strongly, compelled at times to be holding back and to kind of show a bit of restraint, but the fire within you is actually really driving, and it's pushing you forward and actually wanting you to really, in something within you is actually really burning for you to actually really make some adjustments, make some changes, all based around what's making you happy and what's fair on you and what's also fair on other people. I think that the focus this week is definitely going to be on self and others, and what ways you can actually bring some growth and bring some happiness and actually bring success into things that you're wanting to bring to the forefront within your life this week. Next up we have Virgo. What's happening for Virgo from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April? Virgo. So Virgo, this week it seems there's going to be like strong communications coming from family or those that you consider to be family. It might be something that you've maybe not heard from them for a while, but you're actually kind of, the communication's coming in fast and thick from them. You might not feel like you're actually wanting to have these conversations at this time, but really you've got to remind yourself on just how strong you are and actually look at the truth of the situation and how it is, look at how it affects you, how it applies to you, and what ways you can actually, not only have strength but show that strength and be that strength regards to the relationships and people around you. It will bring some massive changes should you apply yourself in this way, and actually bring a more sense of family kind of feeling to those around, especially if there's been any disruption. It will kind of smooth the ground over, and you might be compelled to kind of have, you might be compelled to be having some kind of words exchanging, strongly what you wanting to have these changes brought to the forefront. But it's all about kind of, the truth is coming out this week for you, and once you know something, you can't unknow it. So be careful of what it is that you actually want the answers to this week. Next up, we have Libra. What's happening for Libra from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April? Libra, 28th of March until the 3rd of April. Libra. So Libra, it looks like this week you could really be trying to assert yourself as to what's fair and what's not, especially when what you're prepared to offer others or what others are offering you. It could be to do with those closest to you, that they could be actually going through some really troublesome times, and you're actually looking at ways in which you can actually help others for the betterment, not just for themselves, but for the relationships and for the situations around them. Yeah, you could feel like you're needing to start to jump to the defense of some people within your family this week, especially when it comes to actually making arrangements to be traveling or actually making agreements. There's a need to kind of, you might not want to be making agreements, but you might need to be making agreements this week. There's a difference between the both, and it could also be to do with finances, the way things are being spent with regards to finances, especially if you are sharing finances with others or significant others within your life. You need to make kind of solid plans as to the ways in which you think things would be best spent within the home. Others might have different ideas, but you could actually be looking at ways in which you can actually provide more stability and bring more strength to the home front, not just for yourself, but for all those that are around you, and actually gain a lot of kind of insight into the ways in which you can do this and why it needs to be done. Next up, we have Scorpio. What's happening for Scorpio from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April? Scorpio, 28th of March until the 3rd of April. Scorpio. So Scorpio, at the start of this week, I feel like there's going to be really some strong disruption to some plans that you've made, or some agreements, especially. I think that the disruption's actually coming to the finances, so actually you're going to be finding out that things might be costing a little bit more than what you anticipated that they would be. But there is going to be a lot of communication that is actually going to be really good for you as well. I think that you're going to be really gaining a lot of enlightenment. You could even be offered some kind of gifts in some way from people, those closest around you. I would say that you might have an opportunity with family, actually seeing the kind of the blessings of everything that is round about. I think that you're going to be feeling really mentally strong and physically so as well. You might not be too disappointed with the plans if they do fall apart, if you have got some cancellations, because I think that what you're looking at, especially this week, is actually the ways in which things can organically grow around you, gather some strength, and actually looking at, the right thing to do. So it might not be something that necessarily you will have wanted. But this week as well, it brings you some kind of real chances for happiness, and actually seeing what happiness is, not just for yourself, but within yourself. You're going to really experience this week. You're going to be looking at what your strengths are within yourself, and that is going to bring some significant happiness to you, because you're going to realize just how far you've came. Next up, we have Sag. So what's happening for Sag from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April? What's happening for Sag? Sag, 28th of March to the 3rd of April. So, Sagittarius, it seems like there's some disruptions coming towards you. It could be some kind of, especially some plans with others, might be actually something to do with other people. There's other people disrupting actually the newness that you've welcomed in at this time. There's a need to really kind of focus and harness patience within yourself rather than like going off and losing it with anyone. You're going to see that actually things will develop really rapidly for you this week in the way that they come towards you. They're going to have a real strength, and you're going to also have a real strength with you as well. If you can really harness that, they'll put you in an ideal position to be able to negotiate and make the correct decisions based on the truth of the situation, but also, you know, it's almost as if you've been here before and you've got that wisdom within yourself to really be able to see things clearly as how they are. And if there is any kind of things left to chance, then you're going to know when to be seizing upon those and when not this week, when to be making arrangements. It could be as well that you could be wanting to be making some plans, or there's going to be needing to be making some plans to have some actual travel. And I would say these travel plans that we'll be looking at being made, you could be looking at booking a holiday, and it might well be within the summer, but it's something that you're going to be actually excited for. It's something that you're going to want to be doing. And it's also something, you know, that is going to bring you an absolute immense amount of happiness and feelings of everything coming together for you by the end of this week. Next up, we have Capricorn. What is happening for Capricorn from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April? Capricorn. So Capricorn, again, you're going to be hearing the truth. The truth is going to be spoken to you. People are going to be speaking their truth, so you're going to be speaking yours this week. It's something that's actually, you know, it's moving things forward. It's going to bring a great success with it. And if it's to do with contracts or anything official, it will be fair and it will work out in your favour. You've got to remember this week as well, try and go with the flow a little bit. So try not to assert yourself too much, and that, as you might actually, in that essence, prevent things from coming to fruition for you, especially if it is to do with regards to money or property finances. You're going to really see the truth on finances. So if you're looking to be selling a property, you're going to actually be, you could be feeling like you're getting more than what the house is worth, or maybe that there's something preventing you from moving forward or actually making the agreement. There could be some essence with a house sale that you're actually not too happy with or not want to go ahead with. However, if you can actually speak your truth on the matter and make some agreements within that that's fair for all those around, it's actually going to transform the full situation, and things are going to move really, really rapidly from that. You'll find that the agreements then go ahead, and it's something that actually brings a lot of happiness to all parties, especially you. Next up, we have Aquarius. So, Aquarius, what is happening from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April? Aquarius, what's happening for Aquarius? 28th of March until the 3rd of April. Aquarius. So, Aquarius, you could be finding that there's actually some kind of plans that's actually being prevented at this time this week for you, despite offers coming forth. You might feel like, you know, you would be happier if these things were something that were to be not taken at this time. It's all kind of hidden from you, so you might be feeling like, you know, is the timing right for this? Is the timing right for me to actually be making these set plans? Is it time for me to be, is the timing right for me to be moving forward, for me to be traveling? Is it right for me, or is it right for others? You're going to be focusing on yourself and what you can actually, you know, bring forth. It's almost as if you're trying to look into things long term this week and try and gather some strength with that. So you're wanting that long term stability. You're not just wanting the short term kind of happiness that brings. And it's kind of, you're focusing more on the longevity of everything around you, especially when it comes to like finances. You're wanting things to be lasting longer term. So you don't want it to be like water slipping through your fingers in that sense. You really want it to be grown, and you want to know the best ways and what you can actually do with your finances to not just protect them, but to build some momentum with them and have that growth occurring this week. Finally, we have Pisces on the list. So Pisces, what's happening for Pisces from the 28th of March until the 3rd of April. Pisces, what's happening for Pisces from the 28th of March to the 3rd of April. So Pisces, you're gaining some enlightenment when it comes to others around you this week. You're actually, you're trying to bring fairness, you're trying to act with integrity, and it looks like you or them could be making some kind of offer towards you, which is actually, you want the situations to be changing around you. You want to actually have success in some areas that you feel like things haven't been working out quite as you've been wanting. You're feeling really driven to do this week. It's almost as if you're compelled to be making these moves, having these conversations, but you're hoping that it will actually, bring forth a lot of growth, not just for yourself, but in the relationships around you, and it'll actually start bringing things more abundantly around you as well. It'll leave you feeling more abundant. Try not to be overly defensive if you are having these kind of conversations, especially, when others are saying what their needs are or what they need, for what they feel abundance is for them, what brings meaning to them and what they want. It could be that there will be a lot of kind of things developing that really kind of the swiftness of it is going to have a strength with it as well. And it's something that actually, you've been hoping for this to have occurred for some while. And it seems like now seems to be the time in which it's going to be taken off for you. Just be mindful that you don't assert yourself too much. Too much strength could actually prevent things coming in the exact way that in which you're hoping for them to come, and it will impact upon your happiness should you overexert yourself. It's about having the wisdom to know, when to hold back and when to go forth in that sense. So don't go gung-ho or full tonto, as Boris Johnson's government would say, but in fact, like look for wisdom and see what actually, the ways in which you can bring happiness without actually being so forceful with regards to it. Now, finally, we have the winner's read for Emmsie, who's Emma. Congratulations, Emma, on winning the reading. So here we go. What's happening for Emmsie, Emma, on the 28th of March to the 3rd of April? What's happening for Emmsie, Emma? What's happening for 28th of March to the 3rd of April? What's happening for her? So, Emma, it looks like this week there could be some disruption that's coming from others. It could be something that you've been trying to prevent occurring. It's something that you might be feeling that you've had to defend yourself. It's almost as if there's been some compromise in the relationships, trying to agree on what to compromise on or trying to agree on what you need. You could be looking at ways in which you can bring more abundance into your life. You're trying to go with the flow a lot more, or there's others trying to go with the flow around you. And I think by doing that, it's actually going to bring a lot of momentum forward this week. And there is going to be opportunities presenting themselves to you, especially if it's making plans to travel or go and hang out or things like that. You're really going to gain a lot of enlightenment, and the truths will be spoken this week, especially when it is regards to the people that you have relationships with, whether it be romantic, family or friends, but it's actually creating significant changes within them. And something actually that you're going to find really nourishing on an emotional level, and something that actually, is unexpected in its essence, but at the same time is a real kind of blessing in itself, because it's actually something that you've been wanting to do to bring movement forward or move past any issues that have previously been shown in those relationships. So thank you, everybody, and I will see you all next week. If you want to head over to the WDA website, we've got lots of courses and free materials for you to learn and grow as well, and I shall see you next week. Bye now.